Before we start, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our ongoing coverage of Justin Bieber's livestream era, Hailey Bieber updates, and everything shaping the new creator economy. Jump into the comments and tell us where you land. Is Justin's daily livestream a bold, creative reset, or does it feel like a desperate pivot? And while you're there, weigh in on the beard. Are you team babyface Bieber, or should the beard make a comeback? Here's the story everyone is talking about. Justin Bieber has built out a full warehouse studio to livestream nearly every day, surrounding himself with a rotating circle of friends, collaborators, producers, and crew. The setup looks expensive and intentional, more live production than bedroom cam, and yet, the reaction online has been split. Some critics are labeling him desperate and calling the room a crowd of yes men, suggesting he's spitballing ideas for hours with minimal pushback. Others see it as a natural next step, a superstar reclaiming creative control in real time, on his terms, without label timelines or network notes. Complicating the discourse is Hailey Bieber's absence from these streams. She's supportive in comments, but she hasn't stepped into the live format. Fans are asking how long this will last, why Justin is doing it, and what it actually leads to: new music, a docu-series, a creator network, or simply a season of open-door content. The curiosity is understandable. For a celebrity who once guarded his private life fiercely, flipping on the cameras daily is a dramatic shift. Before we dive deeper into Justin's livestream warehouse, there's a related headline that exploded across timelines. The wave of hate aimed at Selena Gomez after the release of her In the Dark music video. A handful of unflattering screenshots turned into a pile-on, with some resurfacing old victim mentality narratives and others speculating about cosmetic work. It deserves to be said plainly, the vitriol went too far. Not every freeze frame is flattering, and none of it justifies a hate campaign. Selena's team moved to clean up the worst comments, but the episode is a reminder of how ruthless social feeds can be, and how quickly music conversations get hijacked by personal attacks. Keep it about the work, not someone's face on a single paused frame. Back to Bieber. The livestream run kicked off October 22nd, when he announced he'd be going live pretty much every day. Since then, clips from the warehouse have flooded feeds, behind-the-scenes moments, friends dropping by, impromptu performances, casual conversations about faith and family, and candid check-ins about where his head's at. One of the first things fans noticed: the beard is gone. The babyface Bieber is back. The reaction leaned positive, refreshed, classic, clean, and it fed the sense that this is a reset. The space itself is striking. Think Black Mirror aesthetics with Truman Show energy. Multiple cameras, a proper switcher, live audio mixing, dedicated lighting, a production staff calling cues in real time. It's less bedroom streamer, more live studio network built for a season of content. Justin's already surpassed 110,000 followers on Twitch, and that number will be out of date by the time you watch this. At the same time, the gap between social reach and live concurrency has been stark. Promo posts to 17 million followers on X translated into fewer than 10,000 simultaneous viewers at points. That isn't unique to Bieber, it's a platform truth. Follows don't equal live viewers. Engagement is earned session by session, and live stream retention is a different beast from passive scroll. So why do this now? Bieber says the idea started small and grew once he got acclimated to the space. In his words, streaming the whole situation lets fans come along for the journey, see the process live, and watch ideas develop in real time. He contrasted it with earlier experiments, Ustream and IG Live, calling the warehouse a whole production. The candid admission that it feels like a Truman Show sums up the paradox. He's intentionally inviting surveillance while still trying to protect boundaries. There have been light moments that broke through the noise. A father-son cameo with Baby Jack went viral, another example of how a single warm clip can carry an entire day's narrative. Viewers also noticed the touchy-feely vibe between longtime friends, the kind of casual familiarity that happens when you've known each other for years. It looks like a house party with cameras, punctuated by gear talk, pickup hoops, banter, and sudden depth. Not everyone is sold. Some commenters insisted that every celebrity wants to be a streamer now, and claimed that the whole setup signals financial strain. The counterpoint came fast. Bieber currently sits at roughly 99.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify, a top-tier figure by any standard. In other words, he's not running out of money. If anything, the warehouse says the opposite. This is an investment. Streaming can be a money pit if you're chasing ad splits. It's a power play if you're building a direct channel that bypasses traditional gatekeepers. There were personal notes, too. Justin's mom shared a public prayer, calling for freedom, strength, clarity, healing, and protection over her son. It set off a swirl of speculation about his well-being. Justin responded with humor, saying the only thing that needed healing was his rolled pinky toe from ping pong. He later told viewers the toe was improving, that he'd been cautious about pressure and lateral movement, and that he was happy to be playing again without the fear he felt in the early days after the injury. The most compelling sections of these streams have been the moments where Bieber acknowledges his own flaws and growth inside his marriage. He said there are things Hailey doesn't want him to share, and he respects that boundary. Then he described being dismissive, impatient, and insensitive to the room at times, adding that it's not always intentional. Sometimes he's simply distracted. He framed that self-awareness through faith, owning the behavior, forgiving himself, and believing God offers second chances without the shaming, get your act together energy. For a superstar often caricatured by tabloid headlines, hearing him talk through jealousy, humility, and grace hit a chord. He admitted he still wrestles with envy, asking why someone else's life seems effortless while his feels heavy, and then reminded himself to breathe, give credit where it's due, and accept that we're all hard on ourselves when we fall short of the person we want to be. That kind of openness is rare on a loop. It's also where the yes men criticism crops up. Viewers noticed how often the room agrees with him, facts, yes bro, applause for even simple thoughts. Some of that is the natural dynamic of hanging out on a superstar's turf. Friends don't want to kill the vibe. Some of it is production etiquette. Live sets run smoother when everyone nods and keeps it moving. Still, the perception lingers. To his credit, Bieber has also talked about boundaries with fans and acquaintances, noting that people sometimes take advantage of kindness and that he has to be stern about personal space. I don't blame them, he said, but I can't let it slide, or everyone will feel like they can just walk up on me. Those are adulthood sentences. They land. Then there's the reality of modern live stream culture. Professional clippers. Bieber seemed genuinely surprised at how fast clips were being cut and posted. They're locked in, he laughed. The warehouse appears to have moderation rules too. Chat references to certain names or topics get filtered or users get zapped, which is standard practice for high-profile channels trying to avoid derailment or legal headaches. It's a reminder that unfiltered always has filters somewhere in the stack. As for Hailey, her presence in this story has been quieter but still notable. She's dropped supportive comments, my Sheila, a term of endearment, and she's been busy doing media of her own. On recent podcasts, she shut down the rumor that she's managing her husband's career. There's no world in which that would ever happen, she said flatly. That's my husband. I have my own business to run. She also talked about motherhood with obvious joy, saying she always knew she wanted to be a mom and hinting that she would like more children in time. It was a reminder that while the live stream shows one slice of their life, the rest of it, the decisions, the parenting, the boundaries, exists off camera by choice. The question of audience appetite hangs over all of this. Some fans say this era gives the same behind-the-scenes spark as the My World Tour days, just in a live, always-on format. Others argue that the parasocial age has redefined pop stardom. Fewer mystery drops, more continuous access. The upside for artists is creative control. A Twitch channel doesn't depend on a label's schedule. If Bieber wants to test a hook, talk about faith, hand someone a hoodie, or play pool for an hour, he can. The downside is the grind. Live stream energy is hard to sustain, and audiences can be unforgiving if the content feels aimless. There are also real questions about the economics. Is everyone on set paid? Are they there for exposure, credit, long-term roles? It's not unusual for creator house ecosystems to blend paid positions and friend cameos. From a brand standpoint, the bigger value is in building a community that can pivot into live events, product drops, doc content, and yes, music. For a star with a rumored major festival on the calendar, a steady stream of "I'm human and I'm here" clips is its own form of promotion, even if the tickets are already sold out. Justin's best moments in this format have been the unexpected ones. Gifting a jacket to a collaborator and lighting up at their excitement. A quiet conversation with Amelia Moore that ends with gratitude for everyone choosing to show up and be vulnerable. A day with no anxiety followed by a day where the anxiety train hits out of nowhere, and he admits it on mic. Those are small, human wins in a warehouse that could easily feel like a set. The worst moments aren't dramatic, they're flat. A superstar surrounded by people who can't or won't challenge him is a recipe for bland TV. That's fixable. Great live channels develop segments, bring in contrarian voices, and give the audience a reason to stay past the first scroll. If Bieber leans into structure, music making on Mondays, faith talks on Fridays, fan Q&As that aren't sanitized, this can evolve from a curiosity to a staple. A quick reset on the numbers, because they matter for context. He's pushing 100 million monthly listeners on Spotify, elite territory. He's north of 6 figures in Twitch followers already. Live concurrent viewers fluctuate in the low 5 figures for now, which is normal for a new channel and stark for someone with 9-digit reach elsewhere. That's not failure. It's the math of platform loyalty. Live streams ask for time, not just a click. Where does this go? If you squint, you can see a full stack. Daily live content, episodic edits for YouTube, drops that sell out because people watched a jacket get gifted at 10 p.m., and studio sessions that turn into singles because the chat begged for one hook to get finished. It's the modern loop: concert, stream, clip, drop, repeat. Whether you like the aesthetic or not, pop stars moving into live streaming makes sense. It's direct, it's flexible, and it turns passive fandom into an active community. So, is Justin Bieber desperate or disciplined? The answer probably depends on what you expect from a 30-year-old who grew up inside the world's loudest fame machine. From where we sit, the warehouse looks like an experiment in control, of schedule, of narrative, of access. It won't be for everyone. Some fans miss the mystique. Others appreciate the candor. What will decide if this works isn't the size of the crew or the price of the switcher. It's whether the live channel finds its rhythm and gives people something worth returning for. Your turn. Do you think Justin's warehouse livestream is a smart evolution for a global pop star? Should Hailey appear on camera, or is it better she keeps that boundary? Does the authenticity outweigh the awkwardness, or are the yes men vibes a deal breaker for you? And what would you want to see if this becomes a long-term channel? Music breakdowns, mental health check-ins, faith talks, surprise performances. Drop your thoughts below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We'll keep tracking Bieber's Twitch numbers, the creative direction of the warehouse studio, and how this live stream era intersects with new music, tour plans, and Hailey's own ventures. We'll also continue to report on Selena Gomez's rollout, music video reception without the noise, and the broader trend of pop artists moving into live platforms for unfiltered access. One last note as this unfolds. The most surprising part of Justin's streaming isn't the tech or even the access. It's the humility underneath the spectacle. A superstar admitting he's impatient, jealous, and sometimes insensitive, and then trying again the next day on camera. That doesn't make the yes men disappear. It doesn't solve the attention economy. But it does make the feed feel less like a brand and more like a person. If this era keeps that center, the warehouse might end up being more than a set. It might be the room where the next version of Justin Bieber learns to breathe, create, and let the rest of us watch without burning out. Hit like if you made it this far, share this with a friend who's curious about Bieber's streaming shift, and we'll see you on the next update with real numbers, fewer rumors, and the clips that matter.